Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. My name is Gemma from Minerva, and I'm here today to share the wide range of designer deadstock fabrics we offer. Every fabric I mentioned in this video will also be found on our lovely website, minerva.com, and I have tagged them below as well, so they're easy to find. If you like what you see today, please click the follow button above for more videos like this one. For today's video, we'll cover quite a lot of designer deadstock fabrics. I will first give a brief overview on what deadstock fabric is, followed by lighter weight non-stretch fabrics, then medium weight non-stretch fabrics, and last but not least, stretchy fabrics. So if you're really interested in one of these categories, feel free to jump right forward to that section of the video. First thing first, what is deadstock fabric? Deadstock fabrics are surplus materials from textile mill productions and garment factories. It does not mean that there are only 2.4 meters available in stock at Minerva. For most of these fabrics, there are plenty in store at Minerva. So if you see anything you like today, definitely click on the links below to find out more about them. There are three main benefits in using deadstock fabrics. The first one being reduction of waste, meaning that by using these surplus materials, you are preventing these materials from ending up in landfills. When you think that some fashion brands would burn or destroy their textiles to make sure that nobody can use or copy their fabrics, you see why it is so important for us to save as much as we can. The second benefit of opting for deadstock fabrics is along the same line of sustainability, lowering carbon footprint. Using leftover fabrics also mean that these companies aren't producing more textiles for that specific collection. From dyeing to knitting to printing these fabrics, a lot of energy is used for new production, and using deadstock fabric can help save it. The third benefit is quite obvious. You can add to the uniqueness of your project by going for a fabric with limited availability. Without further ado, let's dive into the beautiful collection of designer deadstock fabrics we have today. Our first category is lightweight, non-stretch fabrics. Let's start with a bang with this crepe de chine fabric in an absolutely stunning watercolor print. The color combination is just outstanding. The colors are bold and saturated, but so harmonious. You can see the variety of shades and ombre in the same color family, as you would in watercolor paintings. For example, you can see the petals almost jumping out of the fabric in different shades of fuchsia here. Even the back of the fabric is so gorgeous. I would actually just use that as a face fabric. It's made from 100% silk, very, very high quality. As you can expect from crepe de chine fabrics, there is a slight crinkle texture, which might be a bit hard to see in photos, but you can just see against the light how it has that light, subtle reflection, which is so gorgeous. It also gives out a drier touch because of the twisted yarn. In terms of handling, you might want to be a little bit careful because the fabric is a bit slippery despite the crinkled texture. I think this will make a perfect statement piece. A beautiful dress, a blouse, or even just a simple cami. A project idea for this is the dresses from McCalls pattern number 8036. Our next fabric is a challis made from 100% viscose from the Empty Fabric collection. The material is super soft and floaty. A lovely pink backdrop with dabs of black dots. Challis is less slippery than crepe de chine that we saw just now, so it's a bit easier to work with. It's very lightweight and it has a lovely drape to it. In terms of project ideas, I absolutely loved the Selena dress made by our Minerva community member, Jerry in Stitches. You can see that she went for a bold and fun look using this fabric for the whole dress. And the details are just so amazing. Because the fabric has a really girly pink color and print, I think it's a great idea to incorporate additional girly details. For example, you can see that she has used more bow ties on the sleeves as well as for the waist. I am super inspired by this look. I can also see this fabric being made into a dress from McCalls pattern number 7974. The next fabric we have here is also challis fabric made from 100% viscose. If you thought pink color may be too bold for you, well, here's a solution. We have a great alternative in the classic print. You really can't go wrong with black and white. It may look simple, but the more abstract dabs of white make the look, I think, look really dynamic and fun. Not to mention this black and white combo is just super versatile. It's really soft to the touch and has a great drape, just like we saw in the previous challis fabric. An inspiration for this fabric is this elegant blouse by our Minerva community member, Twinkling. I think it's such a beautiful blouse that you can literally wear to anywhere, anytime. From the office to a date, from day to night. It's casual, formal, romantic, and sophisticated all in one. I also just love her choice of buttons as well for that really cool pop of color. Continuing on with our theme of viscose challis fabrics. This next two that we have a nice crinkle texture on them. Let's look at this one first. A super fun fabric with our classic pink flamingos on their navy colored nature reserve backdrop. It's super soft with a lot of drape. Once again, a really lovely crinkling effect. I think this fabric will go really well for a nice blouse, a one-piece romper, or a summer maxi skirt. A project idea would be the flowy skirt on New Looks pattern number 6456. Another print in the same crinkle viscose challis fabric line is this one on a peachy colored backdrop with white daisy flowers and red and green foliage. I think it'll look really lovely for spring, summer, or fall garments. It's very soft to the touch, just like before, really drapey, and has a nice stretch on the bias. For this fabric, I want to highlight our Minerva community member, Laurel Rose, and her absolutely lovely dress. I want to wear this dress to a picnic literally right now. I think the peachy color is really versatile, and this color combination can look really nice on most skin tones too. Our next fabric is a super fun cotton long fabric. Again, super fun print on an overall peachy backdrop with colorful fruits and flowers. It's really smooth to the touch, overall lightweight, but I would say slightly heavier than the previous fabric we've seen so far. and it has a good enough structure to give a nice body. I think it will look really nice for an A-line skirt where you want to see just a little bit of a shape. In terms of handling, cotton long fabrics are really easy to work with on a sewing machine. As for inspiration, an amazing project made by our Minerva community member is this gorgeous dress by Dahlia Society. She has made this really fun fabric into such an elegant dress. I also love that it has a vintage flair to it. As for other patterns, I'll recommend Megan Nielsen's Floral dress and top. The last fabric in this lightweight, non-stretch category is this textured voile fabric in the color Dark Egg. It has a really lovely and unique print with a baby blue backdrop and the white floral motif. But what makes it stand out even more is a transparent stripe. It's really beautiful, really artistic, and so delicate. As you can see, it's a little bit see-through, so definitely keep that in mind. It has a really cool stripy texture to the touch and is super soft. From afar, I think it almost has a pleated effect to it. With the lining, I can definitely see this fabric being made into a summer blouse, skirt, or a dress like Liberty London's Bella Tea dress. Let's now look into the medium weight category of the Deadstock fabrics we have today. Within this category, I want to first show you a variety of soft crepe fabrics in different colors and prints. You will see that most of these soft crepe fabrics, although categorized as medium weight, however, they are very light compared to other medium weight fabrics. Let's start with this fabric in a tropical ritual print. It's really bright and fun with bold tropical palm trees and flower silhouettes in neon colors. As you will see in all of the soft crepe fabrics we're showing you today, it has a beautiful drape, really slippery to the touch and very lustrous. It has a satin-like finish. And since the fabric is pretty fluid, my advice is to handle with care. For example, you may want to use a notary blade when cutting and use a lot of pins when handling it on the sewing machine. A total inspiration is this drop-dead gorgeous dress by our Minerva community member made by Liesel. I think this dress defines tropical chic for me. It is such a statement. I'm just in love and need to make this exact dress as soon as possible and take it on vacation with me. This next fabric has an absolutely stunning print. It's definitely love at first sight for me. I think you can have so much fun with the flower paintings with contrasting background of dark navy and white. It's got an oriental Japanese painting vibe. Definitely a statement piece. Of course, with prints with squares, you want to be a little careful and arrange the fabric in the perfect angle for cutting. You may want to go for a more symmetrical arrangement or let your creativity take over for an asymmetrical look. If I were to be using this fabric, I would probably go for a more straight silhouette to match the straight paints on this fabric. A great example is this gorgeous dress by our Minerva community member, Ever So Me. It's so elegant and upscale. I love how she arranged the fabric where the top and the skirt connects. To me, it almost looked like a kimono waist belt. It's just perfect. Our next soft crepe fabric has an earthy monotoned print. Monotone prints with vibrant shapes are really good when you want something bold, but yet still sophisticated and versatile. Especially a really cool print like this, with butterflies and a snake skin. Depending on the pattern you choose, you can go for a fierce and sexy vibe or a more elegant and sophisticated look. This print is definitely one of those with endless possibilities. And just like the previous soft crepe fabrics we have seen so far, this one has a really beautiful drape as well. Staying in our soft crepe fabrics category, but back to our sweet peachy tone. Look at this lovely print. It's so delicate. Look at this beautiful daisy flowers in marigold color and this lovely wine red color. It looks like they're just floating in the wind. For this fabric, I want to highlight this lovely dress by our Minerva community member, Sophie Cat. I can just feel a breeze by looking at this beautiful dress that she has made. Another project idea is the Tea House top and dress by Sew House 7. We can't ever get enough of floral print here, can we? Another beautiful soft crepe fabric in geometrical and floral print. I do love a good combination of geometrical shapes and flowers. Look at how the large diamond or square divide up the beautiful flowers. I also love the color combinations here. We got these contrasting background of black and white, but at the same time we got very similar toned flower petals in pink and orange. I think the design is really elegant, sophisticated, and also super fun. And once again, you may want to choose a project that will really highlight this beautiful fabric and this beautiful print, and definitely lay it out carefully in perfect angle when you're cutting this fabric. A pattern that I would like to suggest is definitely the Wally's blouse by Fiberwood. The clear angle on this blouse can definitely make this beautiful geometrical print pop. All right, back to the classic. The last one in the soft crepe fabric we have today is in this abstract black and white print. Again, you just can't go wrong with black and white, the classic look. The soft crepe fabric is more slippery than the Challis fabric that we have seen earlier, and it's more drapey as well, as you can see. As a reminder, it needs a fair number of pins to make sure the fabric pieces remain stable when you're cutting or sewing. You may also want to consider using smaller than usual stitch length just to make sure that it wouldn't snag the fabric, because this fabric does fray a bit easily. Once again, it's really soft to the touch and it's rather lightweight. Moving on to our next fabric, a viscose crepe fabric in the color coffee brown. Although also a crepe fabric, this fabric is made from 100% viscose as opposed to polyester. Because it's made from 100% viscose, it has a lot of characteristics of silk fabrics. In terms of texture, it has a little bit of a drier effect to the touch than the polyester crepe fabrics we've seen so far. It's also very lightweight, but it has a lovely drape to it. I think you can use this fabric to make wide floaty trousers, pretty blouses, or a vintage styled tea dress. Moving on to a completely different material, Our next fabric is a 100% linen fabric with a beautiful purple color. Because it's made from 100% linen, this fabric is great to use in a warm weather garment because it works really well in hot and humid climates. Unlike cotton, which tends to retain moisture for a significant period of time, linen dries really quickly, which helps reduce heat retention in an overly warm condition. There are many other beautiful colors to choose from with the same checks print. This print is really versatile. I think you can easily make it into a shirt, a skirt, or a dress. I recommend checking out the Simple Shirts by Berta, pattern number 6849. If linen isn't your thing, check out this shirting fabric in the color Peacock Silver. This fabric is made with a blend of about 60% acetate and about 40% cotton. Acetate is a silky soft semi-synthetic fiber with a lustrous sheen. Despite being blended with cotton, you can still see against the light the subtle sheen from the various color stripes. This is a high-quality shirting fabric that I think is really versatile. It's breathable, durable, really pleasant to the touch, and very comfortable to wear all year round. After some good old shirting fabrics, let's look at now some really interesting and unique fabrics. The first one we have here is this black fall leather tulle fabric. As soon as I saw this on Minerva, I immediately ordered a whole lot of this fabric. I think it's such a cool design. The faux leather is really rock and roll, edgy, streetwear, and modern. At the same time, you have this tulle that keeps it really feminine and soft. You can see that it's in this geometrical giraffe pattern, this really nice print. And it has a very nice texture to it because of the contrasting thickness between the thicker faux leather and the very delicate and thin tulle. What I also love about this fabric so much is the drape. Usually, as you know, faux leather material may not drape as well, but with the tulle in it, you do get that beautiful combination of a cool leather effect, but still with a beautiful feminine drape. I think this fabric can be made into a bomber jacket, a mini skirt, or shorts, but no matter what you make, I think it's going to be really cool and sexy, even if you just keep it quite simple, because the fabric will make enough of a statement by itself. Moving on to our next fabric called Cut Out Faux Leather Fabric in the color black. However, we can see that not only we have the black background, but we also have this white, silverish metallic thread running all across the fabric. We're looking at a really 3D fabric here. This is definitely a really fun fabric to experiment with. All right, let's get a closer look at the structure of this really interesting fabric. Again, you have soft tulle and faux leather. The base fabric is a soft tulle, which is very lightweight. On top of that, you have a layer of faux leather or pleather stitched down. The faux leather layer has then been cut out to create this really lovely floral design. The stitching, which holds the two layers together, is done in a silverish thread, which is part of the design. The silver lines, as you can see, really highlights the shapes of the flowers and leaves and let them stand out even more. You can see that this fabric has a little bit of a give, but just enough to be comfortable and not too much of a stretch. You also don't really want this fabric to stretch to be able to preserve the beautiful floral cut. I think you can be quite creative with the fabric and create some designer pieces for your wardrobe. Our next fabric is this beautiful polyester voile fabric in the color platinum, which describes the backdrop color of this fabric. There's also a darker backdrop option available for the same fabric. Once again, it looks super 3D, right? I'm really glad you're watching this video because I think it's quite hard to capture the wow factor of this fabric with pictures alone. Let's take a close look at how this beautiful fabric is constructed. It's made of 2 layers. The base layer is more of an everyday polyester woven fabric, and the top layer is a see-through voile. Both layers have the same exact print and beautiful colors. They are laid on top of one another and attached through very, very subtle machine stitches. The stitches are blended so well into the print, so it's almost hidden. Because of the layering, the effects that we get is just stunning. You get a blurry watercolor effect that almost looks like a hologram, and even more so when you get more up close to the fabric. It's absolutely captivating. With this fabric, I think you're definitely going for a head-turner project. Maybe a special occasion dress or a flared skirt. The fabric is very crisp because of the voile, so it has good structure and it will give you that princessy feel with a flared A-line skirt. Be prepared definitely to expect people's attention glued to your outfit. Our next fabric is made of 100% Tencel fiber. For those of you who may have never heard of Tencel, it is actually an eco-friendly fabric or fabric brand. Generally, when you hear Tencel fabric, it's referring to a special lyocell fiber, which is a type of rayon fiber. Tencel fibers are made from fast-growing eucalyptus wood, and the manufacturing process also is held to the highest sustainability standards. As we mentioned earlier, one of the main benefits of using Deadstock fabrics is sustainability. Choosing a Tencel Deadstock fabric definitely takes that to the next level. And in terms of usage, this fabric is a beautifully versatile cloth that works for so many styles. It has a soft, fluid drape with a matte finish. It is stronger and more breathable than rayon viscose. It's a bit heavier on the spectrum of medium weight fabrics, and I think it's really suitable for dresses, tops, trousers, and even lightweight jackets. The last 2 fabrics we have in a non-stretch category are these 2 brocade fabrics. As you can expect from brocade fabrics, this one in the color green tan is richly ornamented. It has harmonious earthy tones with a gorgeous golden sheen from its golden metallic threads. I can definitely see this fabric being used on a blazer or a more vintage style dress. Of course, feel free to use it for beautiful upholstery and drapes as well. Besides this green and tan color, there are a few other color combination options in this fabric line as well, so be sure to check them out. One thing I do like to point out is that the weight of this fabric is definitely on the medium heavier side. Another brocade fabric we have here is this metallic woven brocade fabric in the color lavender. As the name suggests, this is a very metallic fabric and reflective through and through. As compared to the previous brocade fabric, this one is quite a bit lighter in weight. You can see this shiny silver stripes running all across the fabric. definitely very sparkling. I think it'd be perfect for costumes or a really fun and experimental project. In terms of water, I'll be going from the less stretchy to the more stretchy fabrics. The first knit fabric we have here is the stretch cotton sateen fabric in the color raspberry. As you may know, sateen is a variation of satin. It's weaved with combed or carded long cotton fiber to give that matte finish. This bold feather pattern and color are definitely striking. It's passionate, it's fierce, and very feminine and sexy. In addition to this raspberry color, you can also find the same print and same fabric in blue and brown on Minerva.com. This fabric is medium weight. I would say a little bit on the heavier side of medium weight fabrics. It only is a little bit stretchy, about 10%, because it's made of 97% cotton and only 3% elastane. But the stretch is just enough to give a really comfortable wear. Because of the stretch, I recommend going for a slightly more fitted top or a summer dress, like this beautiful dress made by our Minerva community member, the Twilight Stitcher. Really beautiful shape and a gorgeous sweetheart neckline. Another pattern that you can check out is the Saint Germain wrap dress by Liesl & Co. Continuing on our passionate red tone, our next fabric is this pleated plissé fabric in red and white stripes. The fabric has a light shine, as you can see against the light here, which gives just enough sparkle to add to the fun. This fabric is lightweight. It has about 15% stretch, and it works great for floaty garments because the fabric has a lot of bounce and movements to it. The pleats can also give your garment a bit of volume. So of course, you cannot go wrong with making a nice skirt with this, maybe even a longer maxi skirt. One thing I want to point out is this beautiful shimmering selvage edge. With this such a beautiful finish, it can save you some hemming work on the bottom of the skirt or on the sleeves. As for some patterns I would like to recommend are the flowy skirts on New Looks pattern number 6580. Our next fabric is this multicolored soft touch ITY silk knit fabric. This fabric is so soft, as the name suggests, and very silky to the touch, but it's not too slippery, so it should be perfectly fine to handle on the sewing machine. It's such a nice texture that I don't want to take my hands off of it. It's about medium weight, it doesn't roll, doesn't wrinkle, and it has a nice drape as well, as you can see. Absolutely lovely. The print is very colorful and festive, but I think it's very versatile too. It could probably make a really fun everyday look as well. In terms of inspirations, I really love this beautiful dress made by our Minerva community member, Viscose Design. What I love about multicolored garment is that you can choose any of the colors on this fabric as an accessory and accent. You can see that Viscose uses a nice red belt here, which goes really well with her outfit. Our next fabric, although not as rich in colors as the previous fabric, is rich in texture. You may find the color marked as silver and black. I would say that the color is closer to gray and black than silver, as it's not very metallic. It has this bold leaf design. has a great stretch, a medium weight, and the highlight is definitely its lovely textured surface, which really adds to 3D effects and make the leaves look like they're just popping out of the fabric. It's kind of quilted, which really adds the warm feel as well to the touch. The selvage edge design is also really beautiful, as you can see. I think you can be a little bit creative and make good use for it for the hems. As for inspirations for this fabric, I definitely want to highlight this beautiful sweatshirt made by our Minerva community member, Anastasia, or Petite French. I think she has made such a great use of this fabric. Just look at the balloon sleeve top and beautifully draped sleeves. I'm very much in a rush to make this one myself. Our next two fabrics are Scuba Knits. As you can see already, probably, they're quite different in color, print, and also body, which I will show you. Let's start with this one, with an elegant gray Aztec print. It's double layered knit fabric that is very stretchy. It also has a little spongy feel to it. Because the spongy feel, it seems to have a thickness to it while still remaining a feel of lightness. One cool fact about scuba fabrics is that it's water resistant. Generally, it has a smooth surface. This one, however, has a really cool texture to it, just slightly, where the Aztec pattern is printed. You can create a really interesting architectural and 3D look with scuba fabrics because it will hold its shape really well. For example, you can consider going for a really puffed up skirt or a dress like the one from Butterwick's pattern 4790. The next scuba fabric we have is this Scuba Crepe knit fabric in a passionate orange print. I think it's perfect when you want that pop of color and fun. It's a lot thinner than the previous scuba knit fabric we saw, but because it's still made of scuba, this fabric has a lot more body than the classic lightweight crepe fabrics that we are all familiar with. Despite being heavier than your usual crepe fabrics, the Scuba Crepe is still soft to the touch and has the bonuses which come with scuba fabric of being easy to sew and non-fraying. Unlike most crepe fabrics, this fabric is also quite stretchy for that added fit and comfort. One thing that makes scuba knit fabric stand out is how well it recovers from a stretch. So you don't have to worry about accidentally pulling or stretching your fabric out of shape while sewing. While sewing scuba, we recommend using larger stitches than you normally would to account for that extra stretch and extra springiness that come with this fabric. The last fabric for us today is this Slop Sweater knit fabric in the color Denim Blue. If you're looking for a stretchy and stylish fabric, look no further. Here's a wonderful print with about 70% stretch along the width and 20% stretch along the length. It may be a bit hard to see on camera, but I want to point out the lovely texture of this fabric. It's really warm, fluffy, and soft to the touch as you would expect from a sweater fabric. The color and prints are really versatile too. An idea for this fabric is this gorgeous sweater made by our Minerva community member, Liv. She made such great use of the stretch and beautiful drape of this fabric. I also love the asymmetrical sleeve details on the sides. Again, just a perfect choice for this fabric. I hope you have enjoyed learning about the wide range of Deadstock fabrics that we have at Minerva. If you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear from you, so leave a comment below. If you haven't already, I would strongly encourage you to sign up for a free account on Minerva.com, which allows you to save all the products mentioned in this video, as well as any product you see and like on Minerva.com. When you do sign up for a free account, Minerva will send you a discount code to use off of your next purchase. In addition, you can also sign up for Minerva Club, which will give you 10% off of all purchases in the next 12 months. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time.